That's right.
So what is the single most important insight that you learned about the real world evaluation and entrepreneurship from the guest lecture and the client?
All right, it goes without saying that what I have learned in the course is that entrepreneurship requires innovation and ideas come from weak relationships. In entrepreneurship opportunities, I think experience helps me to identify entrepreneur, entrepreneurial opportunities. My experience within a specific industry will help you identify entrepreneurial and opportunities. And the position is a symbol of experience. Generally speaking, the higher the position in the industry, the more diverse the person is, and the more likely these people are to be able to identify entrepreneurial opportunities. Because their position is high, the more information they have, the more resources they have, and therefore the more likely they are to identify entrepreneurial opportunities in the relevant industry.
Cool.
Um,
And how does the evaluating for a large established corporate different from evaluating for a startup client?
Moreover, entrepreneurial alertness requires talent because of some good opportunities, and we said about this man lives. How did the discover genes? He discovered that mining workers demanded a level of wear and tour on their trouser that the available materials could not meet. What material could meet it? Tents. As tents, we were more residents to wear and tear. They were transformed into miners' trousers, which is how jeans were born. Therefore, it is not uncommon for jeans and to have previously come from tents with so many people working together at the same time. Why was Levy the only one to discover them? It doesn't take much skills to discover genes, just a talent. So it takes 1% of talent to spot entrepreneurial opportunities.
Okay, so what quality and skills do you think evaluators need?
Then beyond that, there was one opportunity to help me, my social network. So the more social network you have, the more likely you are to find entrepreneurial opportunities. The less network to the persons is, the less likely he will find ideas and discover opportunities. Relationships are divided into strong and weak relationships. Strong relationships are the people we interact with the most. They are my relatives and they are my close friends. Then the weak relationships are with my classmates, colleagues, and friends in general. But it's not the people in the strong relationships that discover ideas and or opportunities to start the business. It's the people in my weak relationships. That was the most profound insight I got from the assignment process.
Okay, so what are the strengths and emulations in working with diverse team players, and how can you draw such emulations and leverage your strengths?
Right. It is like in our analysis of the 3D production in group assignment. Our group knew each other well, and we were studying similar things. So we got a relatively little out of the discussion, and we've had on our own most of the time. We quickly got essential information by asking bloggers and the 3D experts on forums and reading the literature. So the outcome of group work could not have been achieved without the help of these weak connections. because we say it's entrepreneurship means change. The change means different. The person I interact with too often is because I want to interact with her. Why can she be your best friend? The two most have more in common than similarities, have common hobbies, or the less this difference. The less it is for change, it will help me discover relatively fewer entrepreneurial opportunities than weak relationships to identify entrepreneurial opportunities than weak connections. Yeah, that's all. Thanks, Yihao.
Thank you too.
So,
Now for some more.
yeah. So, ready, Lam? I'm gonna ask you the questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. What is the single most important insight that you learned about the real world of innovation and entrepreneurship from the guest lectures and the client?
Successful corporate innovation allows you to add value to your business to increase your profit. Companies can use innovation to stay ahead of the competitors and sustain their market positions. Innovative development is essential for today's new business. If you grasp the skill clearly, you will practice more business skill. Furthermore, it also provides you opportunities to access a new market and maintain to keep up with current trends. As you develop and repent, innovations help to ensure the organization's long-term viability. That is the way to make the brand more sustainable and valuable.
Great. How does the innovating for a large established corporate differ from innovating for a startup client?
Creative is the most important thing for a startup. A startup are meant to create something new and improve what already exists. For example, a new business model, Airbnb, or a technology entry foreign to everyone in the market, 3D printing. In this type of innovations, no startup will actively aim to outperform an already successful and established company. It's essential to focus on both the operations and customer side, which is critical in the short-term building. Essentially, optimizing innovations improved on the past in keeping with the power of business innovation. Established organizations must also prepare for the future and ultimately learn to invent the future. If startups want to move to scale and achieve long-term success, they must change their innovation strategy and organization to maintain brand value.
All right. What was it like to work in a collaborative, client-centered, fast-paced, interactive way to your group project?
It can help my team's operating model gains a competitive advantage and increase sales. At the same time, promoting product is also more convenient thanks to social platform. Furthermore, strengthen your relationship with customer as the product and tools are specially designed for their unique needs. Further, it's also interest with many new ideas and cooperate with both sides more closely to help increase business value. Preview, design, and testing is a method to help spot problems before they appear in real life. This factor help to detect error and correct them in time, saving time and cost.
All right. Now, what qualities and skills do you think innovators need? Oh, sorry. What is the idea behind the approaching clients and the users? Oh, sorry. Oh, yes, it is. Approaching clients and the users to conduct a research and then to share interim insights, rough and unfinished work with them.
This approach helps understand the consumer goals, including their needs and pain points, so that designer may work with the most accurate information. It also captures the key factor in the product development process to avoid errors as much as possible. Furthermore, if you want to create generally relevant, accessible, and existing design, investing in your user experience is essential. Remember that sustaining a successful brand depends not only on product quality but also on the consumer experience. Through actual experience, your design model will work correctly and have a reasonable structure. More test your design usability to ensure your design is quality and easy to use by everyone. Evaluate accessibility to make sure everyone can use it.
All right, thanks, Lam. So you're gonna ask Yihao now.
Yeah.
So like the first question is like, what is the single most important insight you've learned from guest lecture and silent about the real world of innovation and entrepreneurship?
Okay, I think that what I learned first important is talk about innovation and entrepreneurship at a conceptual level, where innovation is about providing a new idea for a problem or using a technology to meet a much needed need aspect, such as Jim and his 3Mix platform, where provides a new design for his client and the users capacities and of the platform to meet them. And this forms the necessary process in the partnership, like discover and design the need and satisfy them.
Next question is, what was it like working in a collaborate, client-centric, fast-paced, interactive fashion on your group project?
Okay, in this group project, we focus the more discovering and meeting the needs of the client, which is different from a convenience group project. Like we're based on uh, envisioning tasks and analyzing facts. And this type of project puts more emphasis on collaboration, timelines, and efficiency. In this project, we're able to benchmark the realistically and develop and process real-time strategies, which is hashtag and the insights.
What was the idea of approaching customer and user for research and then sharing interim insights rather and finished work with them?
Okay, I think getting the first-hand information from clients and users is essential for project to start researching and getting accurate and valid information is like more important for developing strategies. And the group's regular sharing of ideas with them helps to further define the ideas and directions of our works, basic on which we also provide the client with more ideas by solving problems.
Then reflecting on your group project experience, how did you learn? How did your team ensure that each member was seen and heard?
Um, for this part, the team meet regularly during the project to assign tasks and focus on the problems each member encountered. The team summarized and evaluated each member's ideas and summarized them to a complete proposition. Yeah, yeah. Next
What
question.
are your what are your strengths and limitations when it comes to working with different team members? How can you address such limitations and build on your strength?
Oh, well, I think I'm sort of like summarizing and shorting information in the overall team operation, such as a specific analyzing something which can be achieved by using analyze metrics such as vector and viral. My emulation is my lack of the leadership skills, of course, the team. Like in other words, I think I'm only susceptible to be the team member rather than responsible person for positions that requires leadership skills. Something.
Then knowing what you know now, what could you do differently if you were the star, to start the project again? How could you apply this learning in your own professional environment?
Okay, if I had the opportunity to do this project again, I would focus more on the actionary for of the team's recommendations. I think it is easy to come up with a solution based on the knowing problems. By coming up with the easy to action solution requires consideration and analyze of the actual situation in my future professional development. I believe that the content of my homework, of my work, of research should be the more practical to make sure that what proposed is practical and informative.
What is different between innovation for large companies and innovation for a small companies?
Yeah, generally speaking, large companies have stronger brand appeal, market expansion, and networking capacities than small companies, making it easier to communicate and collaborate on innovation projects. For small companies, their paths and ideas can be broader, and when it comes to innovation, with more room and paths for development, but they face the accumulation of capital investment requests for inflation.
And that's all. Thanks.
So